Shalom, shalom. I'm going to start out this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. While learning truth 100% according to the Bible, I also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophets, servants scattered abroad the four corners of the earth, and shalom to the Akwaf, which are the sisters that are sincere and your children. Shalom. In today's video, as you brothers and sisters can see, going to be another World War III update. You know, NY Prepper, he uploaded this video, and you can see from the title, it says Red Alert, Russia to test ICBM tonight before Putin and Trump call and possibly strike Ukraine with it, right? So this just goes again and again what the Lord said will be happening in these times that we're living in, and I'm going to go to that. St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And I'm going to read it in NLT, and it says, and you will hear wars and threats of wars, right? So that's all we hear. You know, you got active wars that are taking place around the world. Ukraine and Russia, that conflict over there is constantly getting heated every moment of the day. You know, you got India and Pakistan, they're going at war with one another. And we know, like I said before, that all of these things are ultimately being led up to this Third World War, which will take place. You know, the Battle of Armageddon, that's what everything is being set up for. That's why these nations are constantly at it with one another. That's why the tensions between Russia and America are constantly skyrocketing, because we know Russia is ultimately going to be the nation that's going to lead that charge right along with America's allies and other nations to, you know, destroy this place, man. It's all part of biblical prophecy, and that's what everything is lining up to play out, you know, in, you know. But I'm going to finish reading. It says, yes, these things must take place, but the end won't follow immediately, right? And that's ultimately because we know that before this Third World War gets nuclear, or before America's destruction comes, that the MOTBC hit needs to be made mandatory, you know. But we see that also coming and speeding up and getting ready to take place and being ready to be implemented. That's what everything in the world is ultimately building up to, for that chip to be made mandatory. That's why you got the inflation. That's why you got the current economy here in Babylon the Great failing, man. All of this is being done by design to bring in this new system. And we know once this new system is installed, then that's going to be closer and closer to this place being destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, man. Right? So I'm going to get back into this video so we can basically hear what it is that, you know, the guy is saying or whatnot of things that are taking place. And I'm going to get a few precepts, you know, and Lord's willing to be edifying. Just a quick update. But before I start the video, I want to say fair use. Fair use on the 1976 Copyright Act. I'm not getting paid for this video. This is only for educational purposes only. So with that being said, fair use.
What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, a.k.a. NY Prepper. It is Sunday, May 18th, 2025. And I have some major breaking news to share with you guys. Right now it is 16:19 Eastern Time here in the United States. And we have some major breaking news coming in from Russia and Ukraine, and also from here in the U.S. So Russia is going to be launching an ICBM tonight. They're going to be testing their RS-24 YARS. And we're also hearing that the U.S. is scheduled to test a Minuteman III ICBM on May 29th. So in just 2 days.
Right. So here it is. You got all of these nuclear missiles being tested and getting ready to be shot off, and tests and exercises and things of that nature. And the reason these things are happening is because it says it right here. I'm going to get this precept. This is Revelations chapter 11. Right. And I'm going to start at verse 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe come quickly, meaning the Third World War, right, which will be a nuclear war, which will be the downfall and the destruction of this place, America, Babylon the Great. America is not going to win this Third World War, man. This place is going to be destroyed. That's what's coming to this place. Desolation in 1 hour, as it tells us in Revelation 18, right? So here it is. You got all of these countries, you know, like I said, again, preparing, prepping, assembling themselves, you know, all for this battle to be held in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. That's what everything is being set up to, as it tells us in the book of Joel, chapter 3, because the Lord is the one that's stirring up these nations. You know, it tells you that in Proverbs 21:1, how the king's heart, meaning his mind, is in the hands of the Lord. He turneth it whithersoever he will. So the Lord is stirring up these nations' mind to, you know, test nukes and, to threaten one another with nuclear annihilation and all of these different types of things, because ultimately that's what's going to come. That's what's going to be the end goal for all of these heathen nations, that have fought against the Lord's people, right? And I'm going to go to a precept just touching on that. This is Zechariah chapter 14, and I'm going to start at verse 12, right? And I'm reading in the KJV. And it says, and this shall be the plague, right? Wherewith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem, meaning his people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the elect of his people, all the people that have fought against Israel, the 2/3 of our people and these dumb heathen nations. This is what the Lord is going to do to them. It said their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. And that's going to happen through these missiles, man, these thermonuclear ICBM missiles that these nations are preparing and getting ready to, do tests with and exercises with. Soon to come, it's not going to be an exercise. These things are really going to be shot off, man. And they're going to come straight for this place, America. The Lord's John the Revelator seen over 200,000 warheads coming piercing this place, America, man. And that's what's coming for this place, And all of you 2/3 and all of you heathens and anybody that's not of the Lord's elect, and that does survive out of the other judgments the Lord is going to bring forth, you're going to taste one of these nuclear missiles, man. So that's what everything is being set up for. So, I'm going to get back into this video.
So very interesting that Russia is testing this RS-24 YARS right before the Trump-Putin phone call tomorrow morning. So clearly this is being used as a signal to Trump, a show of force to Trump before the call. And then the U.S. testing a Minuteman just 2 days after Russia's testing their RS-24 YARS.
Keep being lazy about cleaning
Salakia.
your apartment. No.
Salakia.
Oh, seriously? Oh.
But yeah, as you can see, like I said before, brothers and sisters, these things are ramping up, man. And like I said, all of this is being stirred up to this battle that's going to be taking place over there in that Middle East, man. Right? As it tells us in the book of Joel, chapter 3. And I'm going to go to that. And I'm going to start at verse 11. And it said, assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is what they call the day of the Middle East, which is where this war will take place at. Right, this Third World War will be the fighting ground for these troop buildup and these soldiers and things of that nature. That's why you see everybody sending their military might over there. America sending B-2 stealth bombers and aircraft carriers and submarines to the Mediterranean Sea and all of these different types of things. They're preparing because they know what's coming, right? And the Lord is the one that's stirring these things up. He's putting the thoughts within these kings' minds to, basically do the things that they're doing. They're not doing things according to their own will. It tells you that in Proverbs 19:21, that there be many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord shall stand. So this is the Lord's counsel to bring all of these nations to the so-called Middle East to judge them, man. And it says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And what is the Lord going to judge them with? The laser beams of the chariots and with these nuclear missiles, man. That's how these people are going to be judged, ultimate destruction, right? So I'm going to get back into this video.
Their RS-24 YARS. So the thing to look out for with the Minuteman test is to see how many re-entry vehicles they test with the Minuteman. If they just test one re-entry vehicle, it means it's just a standard test. But if they test 3 re-entry vehicles, it's a sign that the U.S. is rearming the Minuteman missiles with their full capacity of 3 warheads per missile, because of the START II treaty that expired and was not renewed by the U.S. and Russia, which limited the number of warheads we could put on each one of.
All right. So basically, you brothers and sisters got a gist of everything that it is that's taking place. You know, things are heating up, man. Like I said, you know, it's heating up, you know. And if we know if things is heating up with this Third World War, that you can expect more prophecies to play out soon as well, like Jacob's trouble coming soon. That's why you're seeing everybody in the country, you know, mourning and crying due to the collapse and the downfall of America's economy, which is going to continue to get worse. You know, but like I said, everything is ultimately to bring in this chip, man, which is going to set off the Third World War and turn it into a nuclear war, which is coming soon. So I'm going to get this precept. This is Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. And it said, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven," right? That's talking about when those nukes hit this place, America, Babylon the Great, and destroy all of the 2/3 and you proud Edomites and heathens, man, right? It says, "And all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch," because everything over here is going to be destroyed. You know, it tells you that in Revelation 18 that, you know, nothing is going to dwell in this place, America, but desert creatures, man. You know, things that can withstand nuclear radiation. Those are going to be the only things that are going to exist over here. Everything else is going to be annihilated. And that's what's coming, man. So, you know, Lord's willing, this video was edifying. Just a quick little update of things that are taking place. You know, to the next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect.